In what way does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
Well, I think that it perhaps challenges. Did you say
I'll break it down for you. What are the typical conventions of a thriller opening?
Well, I think usually there's some sort of it's usually some sort of like black screen for credits and for titles as well with like white text, and this product that has been done by us has challenged that, because obviously there's no black background. We've done it over the shots of where we were actually filming, which obviously goes against the convention of having black titles. So, yeah.
You could also add that a typical thriller opening has sort of special effects to create suspense and sort of very low-key lighting. Also could be narrative enigmas, which is also seen in our product, in this film product, as you have the two detectives walking up to the crime scene and then a complete fade.
So you would say that we have used some typical conventions?
Some typical conventions leading up to what would happen next, but I think the opening 1 minute 40 seconds challenges the typical conventions quite a lot, I think.
So, do you think there are any specific influences from other media?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think one of the big influences that we had for the people in our group that have actually watched it is True Detective, HBO's new TV series. I think we took a big inspiration for that, as it's good. It's a good quality show, and the story that we all sort of came up with, I think that sort of theme would fit in well with it. So I think we used that with the whole two detectives walking up to the crime scene. Yeah. What do you think, Bez?
Well, I agree. I think we've gone with maybe a few other films, maybe like Shutter Island, with the sort of psychological thriller, like the murder, the psychological element. So I think that was really good, and we have used other media sources to get inspiration.
Would you say that you deliberately broke or maybe subverted from the typical conventions of thriller films?
I don't think deliberately. I think we just did it because...
So we accidentally broke or...
Yeah. I think... Well, actually no. Well, obviously we didn't want to go with the typical thriller convention. We kind of did with the forest thing, but I think that's maybe perhaps one of the things... Wait, no. So... I think that basically we did it on purpose, because obviously we didn't want to look typical like everyone else would, and other thriller films, the typical whole black credits thing and all that. We wanted to be different, but also
stand out.
Yeah, we wanted to stand out from everyone else, but at the same time we didn't want to stand out too much, which is why I think we put the forest thing in, filming it in a forest, which is quite typical.
I think we need to remember that it was a thriller film, so you can't go too far off the conventions of a thriller film. But obviously we wanted to make ours unique and break away from everybody else's to try and make ours stand out more. So I think we have sort of subverted as well as used the conventions as well. So.
We'll look at Chavez.
Introduce yourselves.
When you introduce yourself.
We're going to have the names.
We're going to have the names underneath.
Okay.
And it's going to be black and white.
3.
Okay, so question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
Good question.
Some question that you could ask for this.
Well, what are the typical conventions of a film?
Usually dark, typically quite a dark tone.
They try and play on emotions. What emotion they want you to make you feel something really, feel maybe empathy for a character, something like that.
Another thing would be I can't remember the word, enigmas, to keep the audience interested so that they want to stick around.
There's lots of different types of thriller openings. We looked at the many thriller openings. One was Lovely Bones. That was quite a happy, peaceful opening. I think that's a bit about the brother choking.
the hospital.
It was all quite nitro and like this nice little like family light, and then there's that right at the end. The other ones
It was
like
seven, which was quite disjointed and unnerving.
so that one jumps straight into the action, while others tend to float around and not dive straight in. I'd say ours kind of goes straight into it.
Yeah.
Goes straight in.
We jump right into the fact that the guy is mentally unstable.
We set the scene and boom, he's there.
Okay, so yeah, that's very good. Very much answered. So to the question number 2.